Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Men's Voice podcast. Once again, here with me, Kwabna Bibini Berryman. Tonight, we are here to talk about a sad but an important story that happened in Ghana on the 20th of this month, where an officer of the law, a high-ranking member of the law, an inspector of the Ghana Police Service deleted or murdered or killed their girlfriend for allegedly cheating on him with another man in America. Tonight, we are not here to go into how he killed her, he deleted her, and all of that. You know what the Men's Voice podcast is all about. We are about solutions and also identifying the causes of the problem and how to prevent it from happening in the future. And when you look at social media, it looks like men have taken one side, women have taken one side, some women speaking for men and some men speaking for women. It's all good. But here tonight, as I said, we're going to look at the causes and how to prevent it. Plus, who will the Men's Voice podcast, as a philosophical entity, blame the most? Is it the woman? Is it the police officer or the man? Yes, once again, who do we blame the most? This and many more is what we're going to go into tonight. Without wasting much time, let me show once again the officer in question and the deceased supposed girlfriend. So, according to news sources, let me get some news sources from cityonline.com and get some details about how the whole thing happened here in Ghana. So, as you can see on your screens, Ashanti region, police officer arrested over murder of his girlfriend. So his face has been covered, quite professional out there. Anyway, so the story goes on to say that police have arrested a police officer. That's quite sad and confusing. Police have arrested a police officer, Inspector Ahmed Chumasi, who is alleged to have shot and killed a female adult who was believed to be his girlfriend. Let me pull down a little bit. The shooting incident occurred in Kumasi in the Ashanti region on Thursday, 20th April 2023. The suspect, who has been on the run since the incident, was arrested at Sechere near Ifiduase in the Ashanti region as a result of a special police operation which was launched following the shooting incidents. That's a sad story and very confusing. You ask yourself, who do we trust from here? Anyway, so that is a bit about the story, how it happened, and how the suspect, whose picture I'm putting up there, was arrested by the Ghana police. And information indicate that he recently got the position of the inspector, which is quite unfortunate that he greet himself with this story to shadow the hard work that he has done. So this is the girl or the lady in question who was, according to the story, emanating from the Ashanti region, Kumasi. This girl was was dating two people at the same time. So, as you know, this show is here. One of our duty is to one of our duty is to let people, especially people in Africa, know the negative results and impact of feminism. Okay, so before we go into that, those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, you will know that our caption talks about this incident and how feminism played a role or plays a role in this. I know my feminist, Ghanaian and African feminist, or whoever will be watching in the future will come at me, but that's the reality. As Africans, as Ghanaians, this could not have happened without feminism winning the sexual revolution for women, which makes women bold to be promiscuous. Anyhow, to the extent that these days, the level of promiscuity of females in Ghana, in Africa, is also supported by some of the parents, especially the mothers. This afternoon, when I was doing my research to come live, I saw a gentleman from Kumasi who was giving an account of dating two girls at church whose parents knew the girls were dating other people. You understand? So let's quickly go to our dashboard, PowerPoint here. So police inspector delete his girlfriend for cheating on him. How do we stop this or prevent this? So we are asking some important questions here. Question number one, was the girl right for cheating on him? Because this is what has been going on social media. Was the girl right for cheating on him? The answer is a big no. But is the cheating the biggest issue? Once again, I will say the cheating is not the biggest issue. And a lot of people will go like, DJ Fuad, are you mad? Are you crazy? Why do you say that the cheating is not the biggest issue? Then who do we blame? If the cheating is not the biggest issue, who do we blame then? Okay. So I will blame the man 90%, and I know my brothers, my tribe will come at me, but keep your cool, keep your calm. I'm going to explain. I will blame the man 90% and blame the cheating girlfriend only 10%. And I will hypothetically blame society 100% for neglecting the boy child and how they become men, fathers, husbands, and boyfriends. Okay? Now, I think we need to go back here. Why will I blame the man 100% and 90% and blame the girl only 10%? Yes, I am blaming the man, the police inspector who deleted the girl or took her life from her. I'll blame her 90% and only blame the girl, the cheating girl, 10%. So somebody watching me there will be like, DJ Fuad, are you saying that it's not painful for your girlfriend to cheat on you? Hell no. I'm not saying it's not. It is. But why am I blaming the man 100% for what has happened? And at the same time being a man. The reason why I'm blaming the man 100% and 90% for what has happened is the reason why I started this show to start with. I started this show to let men know female nature, because I believe that once you as a man know the female nature, you know how to deal with them. And even if in the case of the unwanted happens, you know how to organize yourself, carry yourself, how to respond instead of reacting. So, all things being equal, we assume that this police inspector Ahmed Chumasi did not know the female nature to start with. And because of that, he reacted instead of responding to the unwanted news of a cheating partner. So I'm blaming him 90%, whilst I will blame the girl only 10%. So that as men, we begin to learn about the female nature. We don't just go into relationship because we are 19 years, because we are 20 years, because we are 30 years, because we are 40 years. If you do not learn, take time aside to watch programs like this, to learn about the female nature, blame yourself for anything that happens to you. Any broken heart, any stupid decision that you take that can make you land yourself in prison. And guys, if you really enjoy this podcast, this show, and many other things that we do here on this channel, kindly subscribe on YouTube at Blacknificent Media. Blacknificent is spelled BLAQNIFICENT plus media. Blacknificent Media on Facebook and on YouTube. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So I blame the man for not knowing the female nature, so that when you see the things you don't like in a relationship, the things you did not anticipate for in a relationship. Anyway, everyone, both men and women, when we go into relationship, we wish the best. But especially men, we go into relationship idealistically, whilst women go into relationship opportunistically. Yes. When you drop the gem, the bombs like this, the females go, what is he talking about? Misogyny. No, I'm not being misogynistic. I'm being realistic. That's the reality. And I don't blame females too much for going into a relationship opportunistically. I don't blame them. As a matter of fact, every female should go into a relationship looking for their best interest, but not cheating, pulling fast ones and smart ones on unsuspected men. But it is up to you as a man to go into relationships with women without knowing who women are. What do women want? And the modern day dynamics, relationship dynamics. You understand? Female have their nature, which is hypogamous. But the modern day setting has even changed a lot of things, because of which men should know who the woman is. What do they want? What can they do at any point in time? If I have this, how would a woman react? If I don't have this, how would a woman react? Do women actually understand the male hustle? No. Majority of women don't. It was religion that was holding them, making them comply and being moral. But as you know, religion has disgraced itself. It has no power on its members anymore. So the collapse of religion plus feminism has made it so easier for women to be promiscuous. So any man that goes into a relationship thinking that, oh, this woman, I've heard she's a Christian, I've heard she's this, she's that, because of that, she won't cheat on me, you are dreaming. Okay? So the policeman should have known that women, majority of them, are hypogamous. Hypogamy means that they date and marry up. They date men who are higher than them and marry men who are higher than them. And that is why she was okay being with a policeman but was interested in having another affair with a man in America. We being Ghanaians in Africa, having the opportunity to travel to America is a big deal. Yes, let's accept the fact. Therefore, another man being in the picture, coming from the USA, makes hypergamy makes sense to this girl. So, and another thing that any man, not just the man who is in trouble now, another thing that any man should consider when dating the modern day girl or woman is that religion, especially Christianity, has made it kind of these modern day women who are also Christians or believe in Christianity think that the fact that a man is married and having an affair with them makes it okay for them to also have an affair outside of that exclusive relationship. In other words, a majority of women can't stand polygamy. Okay? Even though they do. Some do accept it. Majority of women don't want their men to have another woman in the picture. So if you're a married man, okay? If you're a married man and you are in a relationship and you go ahead to pick another woman, like a side chick, most of the time, these side chicks thinks that once you are married, they use their Christian principle to judge you. That once you are married, you have no rights, you have no grounds in having another woman beside your wife. Therefore, if you come in contact with them to start a relationship with them, you are at a vulnerable place in their eyes. You don't qualify to have exclusivity with them. That is their point. Okay? That is how women see the situation. That once you have a wife, don't expect exclusivity with them. And they also use it as a tool to blackmail you as a man. Yes. They think that they can engage in other relationship aside the one they have with you. And because you have a wife, if you try to require exclusivity with them and they make any noise and your wife hears, it will be a problem for you. So indirectly, women take a lot of actions that they expect men to understand. They use a lot of non-verbal languages and they expect you to understand. If you don't understand, for them, it's your own cup of tea. So in this situation, this young girl, Majua, thought that as a married man, don't expect exclusivity with her. When I say don't expect exclusivity with her, what she's trying to mean is that you have a wife, and according to Christianity, meanwhile, this man, if you look at his name, he's not a Christian. He might be a Muslim. But modern day girls who want to play their games always make it look like everybody is a Christian and everybody must follow the Christian principles, which is not the case as Africans. And now, if you're in a relationship with them, they expect you, without telling you, to know that your wife is not supposed to hear what is going on between you and them. And therefore, they can have extra affair outside of you. And if you try to make noise, they will hold you hostage. They will hold you hostage by letting your wife know about what is going on. And if you can't stand it, then you leave. But they will not even discuss it with you. They want you to understand their non-verbal cues. That's the thing. You understand? So, this policeman could not get this, did not anticipate this, because this girl had promised him, if all things being equal, that she is only with him. That is why when you listen to narrative from the house, the family members were saying that they heard the girl shouting that don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I'm not in any relationship with anyone. I'm only in a relationship with you. Yes, they will tell you they are exclusive with you, but they are not. They are not, and they will not. And they use the fact that you have a wife to threaten you indirectly. You understand? Please do share so that others will join us, for us to learn together. So this is why I blame the man, that as a man okay? So the man, one, should have known that females are always looking for men who are bigger than them. And when you are in a relationship with them, majority of the time, if they are not married to you, they keep their chances open and look for someone bigger than what they have. Yes. So every man should put it at the back of their mind that this is the game that women play these days. Once they are in a relationship with you, they keep their chances open so that other men can come into the scene. At the same time, telling you that they are only with you. You understand? So, as a man, when you're going to a relationship of such nature, define the parameters. Know from this woman whether they are going to go exclusive or not. And even when they have promised you they are going exclusive, don't rely on that. Be ready for anything. You understand? There was this singlet that was called Ready to Fight. Be ready for anything. And my 10% blame for the woman and her parents, especially her mother, is that what girls are doing these days in Africa, in the West, in the US, it has over them. It's nothing new. But it is here that we've let our culture down and our traditions down, and we are following feminism. Okay? What is going to happen is that over time, the men, you see, men, we are the sustainers of the infrastructures of the world, whilst women give birth. Okay? They incubate and give birth. So, anytime men realize that women are playing a certain game that is unfair, women move on and men move on. Okay? And I'm telling you, I'm not being boastful. Women cannot play the game of feminism and ever win against men. They will win against themselves. The result in the West, in the US, in the UK is clear. So there's no debate about that. Now, when you go to the US, one day I'll do a video about that. The Passport Bros. The American men, not only in America, the Western men are leaving their women. Today, I was reading an article where it says that engagement ring and wedding ring sales has gone down. The lowest in history in the US. The men are not marrying in America. They are marrying outside. And if women don't train their daughters well, and once Ghanaian men, African men, wherever country they are, whatever city they are, they realize that this city, this area, these tribes, anytime you hear of female promiscuity, infidelity, it comes from that area. Men will turn their back. Whether these are men who love their tribe than anyone, they will turn their back. Okay? And I blame the way parents are conniving with their daughters to misbehave towards men on feminism. Because before feminism, it was shameful to see a female being promiscuous publicly. It was shameful to see a woman doing some of the things that we hear in the media these days, which have resulted in the death of this beautiful girl. Okay? It was shameful for a young girl to let the parents, especially the mother, know that she's dating two men. It was abomination. Okay? But feminism has made it easier, less shameful for women to do that. And one of the reasons why feminism is a contributing factor to this is the idea of independence. I will always mention this here. The so-called independent lifestyle that feminism promised women. Okay? The so-called independence that feminism promised women. I say this, and I'll continue to say it, that no one is independent. There's no one, neither a man nor a woman, can be independent. Yes. So the earlier we put this at the back of our coconut, the better. No one is independent. Feminism lied to women all over the world that you can be independent. And in their quest to be independent, and this independent lifestyle actually comes with a pseudo celebrity lifestyle. So now every woman wants to live a celebrity lifestyle. Okay? And that comes with a lot of money. Meanwhile, if they are living just as they are, this will not result in they having multiple men in order to be able to sustain their financial lifestyle. Okay? So feminism lied to them that they can be independent, especially independent of men. So they engage in multiple dating, double dating, and then they get money from here, so that when they go out there, they present themselves as some independent people who are making their own money. But they don't make nothing on their own, majority of them. It comes from selling their bodies. So that's my percentage, 10% percent for blaming the woman. Now, let's go to the screens again. Now, let's look at how we can solve some of these problems. Or before I do that, let me go back to where I said I will hypothetically blame society for neglecting the boy child and how they become men, fathers, husbands, and boyfriends. I read an article where a woman was confessing that for some time now, she was all about girls' empowerment, girls' child empowerment. And at a point, she realized that she has a son, but she was neglecting the son. And one day it dawned on him that she need to, it dawned on her that she needs to start a campaign to alert women around the world that, look, we are going too far. We are neglecting the boy child. And we are forgetting that it is the same boys that we are neglecting who are going to marry our daughters. So if I have a son and I don't train him well, I don't develop him well, he's going to be a bad boyfriend, a bad father, a bad husband to someone's daughter. And the result is here. The result, ladies and gentlemen, is here. A lot of women are complaining in the West, in the US, in Ghana, that they are not finding quality men to date, to marry. And amazingly, it is the same feminist who regurgitate some of this garbage, that they are not finding quality men to date, to marry. Okay? I think in Africa, we are not too guilty of it. But there's one thing that I want us to look at today to prevent some of these things. So, what can make a man become? Okay, let me project it on the screen. What can make a man become when he finds out about a cheating partner? Is it easy? Is it easy to find your girlfriend, your wife, your partner cheating on you? No, it's not easy for men. Neither is it easy for women. But it is worse for men. Yes. Because men love idealistically, whilst majority of women love opportunistically, which I don't blame them for that. Number one, a man who is balanced in his emotions. A man who is balanced in his emotions. Please do share the links on Facebook, on YouTube for me. Okay? A man who is balanced in his emotions can stand it when he finds out the wife, the girlfriend is cheating on him. And how do men get their emotions checked and balanced? It's a man who grew up with a man in his life, like a father, an uncle, a mentor. Okay? So today, I'm going to link this to the fatherless home crisis in the US. As I always say, we Ghanaians have a proverb that when you realize that your friend or your neighbor's beard is burning, get closer to a bucket of water. But I say, get closer to the sea, so that you can jump into it when the fire catches up with your beard and quench it. Okay? Now, there's a fatherless home pandemic in the US, or crisis. And majority of the crimes, the social vices, all the behaviors, the characters that we don't like in society, 80%, 70 to 80% come from homes where there is no man, where there's no father. Therefore, when a boy grows up without a man in his life, letting him know that, Charlie, life is not that easy. Life with women is not that easy. A woman will say A and do B to you. A woman will say it is only you and have 3 other guys in addition to you. So put this at the back of your mind. A father figure, because let me say a father figure because there are some single mothers who genuinely would want their husband presence in their life, their children's life. There are single mothers who want men in the lives of their children, their boys, especially. Today I'm talking about boys, okay? But for whatever reasons, maybe these men are so irresponsible, which I'll say that women should not have sex and babies with irresponsible men. Women should take accountability for that. Yes, so there are some women who will wish they have men in the lives of their children, especially their boys. But either maybe the man is dead, the man is disabled or whatever, or he's just being irresponsible. So he can't have that man in the child's life. Those ones are there. But I have a solution. If your situation is such that you can have your children's fathers in their life, adopt a man in their life. You can find a responsible man who can give them some training, men's training. So you go see that man and tell that man to mentor them. Maybe once a week. They go to him for mentorship. Yes, because when a boy grows up to become a man without the male reality, because once a woman is the only one taking care of a child, she's preoccupied with just a lot, going to work, looking for money to provide for the children. That alone put a lot of stress on the woman. So most of the time, these women are in their female nature. That is, they are in their emotions. So they don't get time to even go to learn how men deal with life, to tell their children to behave as such. So a lot of boys grow up having the operating system of females, and that is disaster. When a female is triggered, she bursts into her emotions and go to action. But the reason why most of the time when women are in their element, they don't cause the damage that men cause when they follow their emotions is that they don't have too much of the power that has been bestowed on men. So a man that is balanced in his emotions knows that being a man bestowed on you a great power to cause harm. Yes, this is a reality that every boy should know before they become a man. And when they become a teenager, they should be reminded of the enormous power in them, which can make them cause greater harm to others. And these men will train the boy to know that you were not given this enough power to cause danger or harm, to harm women or any other person. You were given this power, one, to control it, only use it to defend yourself, defend women, defend children, defend your society, defend your community, and when there's war in your country, to defend your country. And 99% of the time, it's only men who are able to let boys know some of these realities. Because the women also have their beautiful, important role that they play in the lives of children. And when there's no man, that vacuum is created. And before I talk too much, let's go to Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David, giving us some astonishing statistics of the effect of fatherless home in America. And all the crimes like gun shooting, and all of that. Majority of the people who do that are men or women, mostly men, who grew up in a fatherless home. Take a listen. So you can watch more of that from Patrick Bet-David's YouTube channel. It is called Valuetainment.
I have some disturbing stats I want to share with you about fatherless homes. And by the way, some of the stats, I've seen this before. I'm going to tell you, when you read some of these stats, you're going to sit there and say, that is insane. By the way, these stats are from 2021 of the impact a father makes in a child upbringing, both a girl and a boy. Like I said, disturbing, but you will be shell-shocked with the stats. If you get value from the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let me get right into it. The U.S. has the highest rate of children living in a single-parent household of any nation in the world. About 80% of single-parent homes are led by single mothers, at a rate of 23% of children living with one parent and no other. There is a statistic to not be competing in. This is one of the statistics. China's at 3, India's at 4, the world's at 7. We're at 23% in America. Zero bragging rights. This is the stat everybody wants to hide. And this is the stats where the side effects of this, we ain't gonna see for 2 decades or 3 decades or longer. Takes a while to see the side effects. Let me continue. Even for children with a father present in the home, the average school-age boy only spends about 30 minutes per week with one-on-one conversations with his father. For comparison, the same boy, on average, will spend about 44 hours a week watching television, playing video games, and surfing the internet. In our house, there is no video games throughout the week. It's on the weekends after you read 150 pages throughout the week.
Okay, let me come in here before Patrick Bet-David continues. And these days, because we as Africans, Ghanaians, we've abandoned our extended family system, television is the one taking care of our children. It had its positives and greater negatives. Okay? Television is the one taking care of our children. And he will go on to mention some of the statistics in rape, for the algorithm's sake, rape, teenage pregnancy, abortion, crimes, shooting, and all of that coming from fatherless homes. So please, let us as Ghanaians, as Africans, look at what is happening over there. And these days, divorce rates are also increasing in Africa. They are increasing in Ghana. And over time, this pandemic, maybe we already have it, but we don't have the statistics like the US have.
Then you have the right to play video games for an hour or 2 on the weekend, and that's what you have to earn. You have to move your body, you have to exercise. There's certain things you need to do to get to that point. That's our household, but the stat tells you 44 hours a week of watching TV, playing video games, and surfing the internet. Let me continue. 90% of all homeless and runaway children, 63% of teen suicides, 85% of children and teens with behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. Let me read that stat to you one more time. 90% of all homeless and runaway children, 63% of all teen suicide, 85% of children and teens with behavioral disorder come from fatherless homes. That is a very, very big number. Next, fatherlessness likewise has a direct link to teen pregnancy and sexual activity. Roughly 70% of teenage pregnancies come from women raised in a fatherless home. 70%.
So if you are following this statistics very well, it tells you that it's not only boys who are at risk, who suffer when there's no a man in the family. Even girls suffer when there's no a man in the family. And who sacked the man from the house most? Feminism sacked the man from the house in the US, in the Western countries. And it's happening here. It's happening here. And when there is no man in a boy's life, they easily become emotional. And when you are acting out of emotions, you use what you have. That is what happened to the police officer. He was consumed by his emotions. Yes, people will be accusing me of not mentioning what the girl did by cheating. No. That is why you are a man.
Of teenage pregnancies comes from fatherless homes. 70%. That's a big number. And these same women have significantly higher abortion rates than women raised by both a father and a mother. On the whole, fatherless kids are 20 times more likely to be incarcerated and 11 times more likely to exhibit violent behavior than children from two-parent household. 20 times more, okay? 20 times more. If a man and a wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same chances as children raised by just their father.
Oh la la. You saw the way he moved and the way I came in. Did you hear that? If a man and a woman raise a child, they have higher likelihood of not going to jail. Okay? Now this police inspector will go to jail. And the statistics also shows that when only a man raise a child, whether a boy or a girl, they have the same percentage of not going to jail. So ladies and gentlemen, our dear women who have been lied to by feminism that you don't need a man, rethink.
You may already be blown away by the stats before, so maybe come back and let me read this to you and brace for impact if you missed it. Let me read it one more time. Listen. Just stay with me. Don't get distracted. Stay with me. Listen.
Did you know that Python...
So, I hope you are shocked. You are shocked by the statistics. Okay? You are shocked by the statistics. And for me, this is what we should be looking. As everybody is asking, how do we prevent that? How do we get men who rather protect society rather than using their advantage as men to destroy society, to kill women? Okay? Instead of defending women, some of these men are now killing and maiming women. I think that if we can start early to look at some of these things,
the chance of this kid going to jail is the same as just the father raising his kids. The problem is the single mother without a father in the picture that can sit there and discipline the kids, give them hope, values, principles, all the other stuff. We play different roles. This is statistic. If somebody's watching and saying, oh my God, you're discounting women, you're discounting mothers, go get upset at the stats, not at me. This is stats. You can't get upset at 3 times 3 is 9. That's stats. I'm giving you stats that's being given to us by the government because they have access to these stats. This is disturbing. Let me continue. Girls with no fathers have lower self-esteem. We can lower crime, lower mental issues, help the economy, lower suicide rates, and decrease homelessness by bringing back the family nucleus.
Let's pause here. Girls with no fathers have low self-esteem. And do you know what low self-esteem do to people, either boys or girls? They begin to feel some void. And that void causes them traumas. And sometimes what they resort to is promiscuity. They think that if they can have sex here and there, it will quench that pain. It never. It destroyed them. And then in the end put them on antidepressant drugs.
Yes, there are things that my wife can do as a mother that I can't do. There's things she can bring that I can't bring. But there are things I can do that she can't do. So now you may say, well, Pat, I agree. I do agree. We can lower this, we can. But then how come it's not happening? And here's the other question. Who's to blame? Who do we blame with this? Now you may be listening to this saying, well, it's got to be the husband and wife's fault. It's got to be the man and the woman's fault. Fine. How come it's not the same ratios around the world? Why is U.S. fatherlessness at 23%? Everywhere else is 7% average. So is it really the mom and dad? So how about the mom and dad in India? How about the mom and dad in China? How about the mom and dad in Germany? How about the mom and dad in Brazil? How about the mom and dad in other places? What?
Yes. And this fatherless home pandemic only goes higher in societies that have neglected traditional living, traditional lifestyles. Okay? Societies that have neglected traditional lifestyles, traditional living, and has embraced feminism to its fullest. Now, let's go on. So I've already told you that a man who is balanced in his emotions, and you can most of the time get your emotions checked when you grew up under a responsible father. Yes, because some fathers also were trained to live in their emotions, and they can't be any better than their children. Okay, let's move on. 2, what can make a man calm when he finds out about a cheating partner? Number 2, a man who is introduced to the harsh realities of life, especially female nature. Okay? If you are introduced to programs like this, to know that whenever you meet a woman and she tells you, oh, as for me, I'm okay with a man who doesn't have money, it's a lie. Okay? So as men, be introduced to the realities of the female nature. Feminism has confused our women. Okay? Feminism has confused our women, and these days, majority of our women think that being a woman and letting a man know that you can't date a poor man is a disgrace. And they know that when a man is totally taking care of them and they cheat, it worsens the case. So these days, a lot of women are talking about having jobs. There's nothing wrong with having jobs. So that at any provocation, they can run away from marriages. So that they can thank feminism. You are not thanking anything. You're thanking your distractions ahead of you. Okay? So men must be introduced to the harsh realities of women. And on TikTok, on Clubhouse, I get bashed, insulted, and vilified for saying some of this harsh truth. That any man, any woman that tells you that I will be okay with you, with that money, it's been delusional or lying, period. Listen carefully. Hear from me. That any woman who tells you she will be okay with a man who doesn't have money because she has money is suffering from 2 things. It's either being delusional or she's a liar. She's deceiving you. Because many women have not practiced taking care of men before. They've heard it from feminists that it is okay. Now the woman's place is not a kitchen. The woman's place is the boardroom. So if you make money from working from the boardroom, you should, because they said what men can do, they can do and do it better. So you should be able to also take care of a man. So a lot of women have heard it, they haven't practiced it, and they are the delusional ones. And there are some women who have tried it and they failed. And still they didn't know that relationship actually ended because they were the one who were taking care of the man. Some of them don't even realize it. You understand? And finally, on this point, women are the last people you go for relationship advice. Don't ask your woman how to treat her to be happy. She doesn't know. Majority of them don't know. Just know the female nature. These days, we have the internet, thank Google. You can read about the female nature through evolutionary psychology. There are books out there. You can read some of them and get the harsh truth, the harsh realities about women. So that when you go into a relationship, you are prepared that anything can happen. And when it happens, be a man. You don't work with your emotions as a man. You work with your head. And don't spend money that when it gets out of your pocket or your account, you can't forget about it to a woman. Never as a man, if you are JHS graduate, don't sponsor a girl to become senior high school graduate. Don't do it. It is for her own safety and your own safety, but most importantly, for your own safety. If you're doing that as a philanthropy, do it, but you're doing it in case that this woman get better so that you marry her. Please. You are dreaming. You are dreaming. Don't spend money that when this money get out of you, you can't forgive yourself to a woman. And don't put a woman at a platform you are not there. She will leave because women are hypogamous. They date up. So when you are a JHS leaver and you sponsor her to complete senior high school, naturally, she can't date you. When she dates you, the two of you will never be happy in the relationship. Because women are always looking for a man who is higher than them in finances, in status, in everything. So this is why we call this the men's podcast, the men's voice podcast. A lot of women will call me misogynistic. But I'm not misogyny. The real misogyny is feminism. A lot of women will call me anti-woman. No, I'm not anti-woman. The real anti-woman is feminism. That tell them something in a blanket and don't explain the consequences to women. So men, once again, take this for the last time. Don't put a woman at a level you are not there. When she get there, I support that woman to leave you. Because she has to leave. She can't be with a man she is higher than. Yes. The outlanders will come and shout. But this woman is PhD. The husband is nothing. But they are there. Yes, that is called the exceptions. There's exception in every rule. The exceptions do not make the rule. That is what makes it beautiful. We are talking about the majority of the time. Most women cannot be with a man they are higher than. Cut this clip and send to your friends. Okay? So the men who, when they meet a woman and maybe she's an SS leaver, they want her to become a university graduate. If you are doing that as a philanthropy, I support you. But you are doing that so that she becomes somebody else for you to marry or date. It won't happen. Okay. Point number 3. How a man can receive unwanted news like your wife is cheating on you, or when you go and see it yourself. What makes men stand it? A man who understands the male nature and knows that as a man, we have, as a man, he has great power to cause harm. Every man should understand that as a man, you have great power in you to cause harm, to cause danger. Okay? And this power was not given to you to bully women, to bully children, to bully your wife, your mothers, or anyone. It was given to you for self-defense and defense of the community. Okay? Every man, in order to prevent ourselves from being the trouble that this police officer find himself, every man must know that God, the universe, Atananyumo, whoever created us, gave us enormous power, strength to cause danger, to cause harm. A man must be dangerous to protect his family. If somebody wants to come and mess around your family and know that, hey, this man is dangerous, they won't come. So that danger in you was not meant to go and pick a gun, a cutlass to kill a woman for cheating on you. First of all, if you had known the realities of women, when you find out a woman has cheated on you, you don't cry. For Christ's sake. As a man, the reason why you have plenty sperms, whilst a woman has quality, limited eggs, is that your job is to have encounter with as many women responsibly. So if you're in a relationship with someone, you've promised them exclusivity, you've promised that you're going to be with them alone, which is something we struggle to do, and you find out this person is having an affair with somebody else, it's an opportunity to go and try another one. For Christ's sake, men should get this. Why do you think there are more beautiful men and women than successful men? So as a man, build your life, be successful, chase money, and women will chase you. I know big men who have their wife, respect their wife, would not dare do anything against their wives. Do not disrespect them with other women. But they have about 2, 3, 4 side chicks. And they know other men fuck these side chicks. Yes. Sometimes you can't eat all your eggs and have it. And in reality, deductively, this Majua girl was using the fact that this man is married and having an affair with her. Therefore, if she has an affair with somebody else, this man don't have too much power or authority to let her be exclusive to you. Yes, but she won't tell you. I've told you women use non-verbal languages to confuse men. So please, my brothers and sisters, especially my brothers, understand yourself as a man. Okay? Understand yourself as a man that you have enormous danger, power in you. But that power, that danger was not meant to harm others. It was meant to protect yourself, protect your wife, your children, your society, and your country. That's reality number one that every man must know. And then know that every woman also wants a man who is higher than herself. So anytime you are in a relationship and this woman has not determined that she wants to be chaste and respectable, and mostly also when you are dating a woman, find out what does this woman have to lose. Majority of women who have nothing to lose will do what Majua did. Okay, so these days you want to go to TikTok, everybody, most of the men, if you find a woman and she's not working, for me, finding a woman that is working is not a bad thing. But ask yourself, if that woman who is working makes more money than you, know that majority of the time, 9 out of 10, she will not be exclusive to you. So your job is not about thinking about what job a woman is doing. Your job as a man is to think about how much more money can you make than your woman. Because a man making more money than a woman make the woman attracted to you. It makes the woman love you more. It makes the relationship stable, workable. When your woman makes more money than you, it's only a matter of time. She'll get tired and begin to see you as a woman and can't respect you. And when a woman find it difficult to respect you, that's where they say they find it difficult to love you. A woman has no business in loving you. All her business is to respect you. And once the woman becomes a breadwinner, from the beginning she'll be okay. Women are not long-term providers of men. So let's get this into a coconut. So ladies and gentlemen, if you love this podcast and you love the content, kindly subscribe at Blacknificent Media on YouTube. Blacknificent Media on YouTube. And Facebook, like the page and share the video at Blacknificent Media. Okay? Yes, so you see Blacknificent Media over there. So ladies and gentlemen, today we looked at the police inspector who shot and deleted his girlfriend for allegedly cheating on him. And we are looking at how this can be prevented. And I hope you enjoyed this video and do share to other people. Other segments are coming your way very soon. And very soon we're going to have panels, males and females in the studio for us to discuss some of this topic and do some reaction.